roads to austerity. Austerity. Austerity.
The government's road building programme at Hastings this winter. Derail Osborne's new road building programme with the second battle of Hastings. Pledge your support or pledge to come and take peaceful direct action against the bulldozers to stop Osborne's new roads. 30 billion of public money nationally on 190 road schemes. Invest that money in sustainable transport and reversing the cuts and public services. £100 million for a 3-mile road to nowhere while local social services are being slashed. Stop the Hastings to Bexhill link road in its tracks this winter with peaceful direct action. Sign the pledge to peacefully resist the first of Osborne's roads. Derail the government's road building programmes before they've got started. And get that money switched to sustainable transport, public services and reversing the cuts. £30 billion on almost 200 roads that no one needs.
It's 20th of October 2012 and we're at the March Against Cuts or March Against Austerity or whatever it's called up in London. Just stopped off by the second battle of Hastings. We've got a sort of stall almost, kind of taking over a little road island here with
Sign the 1066 pledge.
the placard. It says join the second battle of
Peacefully
Hastings.
resist the first of Osborne's roads.
It's
The Tory government's programme to spend the 30 billion of our money building new roads instead of investing in sustainable transport, public service jobs and reversing the cuts. Derail the Tory government's road building programme in its tracks this winter with the second battle of Hastings.
That looks
Stop
like
the Hastings to Bexhill link road, a road to nowhere, literally 100 million for 3 miles through or very near several sites of special scientific interest.
I think it's pretty impressive seeing the turnout. It always is for protests. I mean, I've not been to as many as you over the years, but
No.
whenever I go, I'm always amazed by the amount of people that make the effort to turn up. But I was saying earlier, I mean, my sort of issue with protests is sometimes you just get the sense that it was all for nothing, really, because you'll get a big turnout. We're now at the point where we're going to hear the speakers giving their presentations to the group that's forming up in Hyde Park, but they all just go home at the end of the day and it's all kind of back to normal, which is unavoidable. But I must say, one of the things about the riots in London last year, although obviously a lot of it was just anarchy and criminal violence, they made a stand and they weren't scared of making a firm stand, even if it meant breaking the law. And I mean, I'm not condoning it, but I think there's just two different sort of sides to that, and I mean, we're seeing the sort of tame kind of legal way of approaching protest here, which is the right way of doing things, but you have to sometimes see that it's ineffectual when you see the amount of media attention and that was generated by what happened last year in London. It makes you wonder what kind of reaction the media would have if a group of people here, i.e. unionists, socialists, actually started really getting firm about something, like, say for example, a mass camp down in Hyde Park, refusing to budge from Hyde Park. Everyone just brings tents and says we're going to be here for 6 weeks or whatever. Just make a big scene. Don't just all go home at the end of the day. And that's always my problem with these sort of protests.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun in blowing the fiddle of sailors and that we've heard coming along and shaking the funny little plastic hands to make a clapping noise and blowing the whistles, and it's all good, but it's a bit like a carnival really, which is great, but it can be a little bit like you do that, you've let off your steam a bit and you go home.
That's the thing, and it's for the people that are here, it feels like a big day out. They've obviously arranged it, their respective groups from different parts of the country have come down, they're all flying different banners, different unions, people from all over the country, but it makes you wonder if they're really struggling now, and if your jobs are on the line and they're struggling to make ends meet, you kind of think to yourself, surely they're prepared to do more than just a Saturday afternoon and have listen to a bunch of speakers and make a bit of a racket.